All right, just got home. It's almost midnight here in Tennessee, and we just got done watching episodes 4, 5, and 6 of The Chosen Season 4. Really interesting stuff. Some of you are going to love these episodes way more than 1 through 3. Some of you are going to think 1 through 3 was a little bit better, but maybe 4, 5, and 6 is still really good. These episodes are really good, but I'm going to say no spoilers here. I'm just going to give you my first impressions of what these episodes are about and kind of just an overall understanding of where I sat with them. There are some really, really good moments in these episodes for sure. Some of the best writing I think that we've ever seen from the writers of The Chosen, which is saying a lot because I hold them in very high regard. Not a lot of nitpicky moments for me, and so let's jump into our first thoughts right as we got out of the theater with me and my wife, Vanessa.
Okay, so we just saw The Chosen, episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Season 4. Okay, so a lot of stuff happened, right?
There was a ton.
What are your thoughts overall?
Thoughts overall, it's hard. It's hard to overall it. It's just so much jam-packed within these 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But it was a good picking up of where we left off.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so for me, let me kind of go through each episode. We'll keep away from spoilers in this talk. We just want to be able to like kind of share our thoughts and opinions and everything as we go in. So I know that watching 3 episodes at a time is really hard. I know a lot of you, you're going to get back home and everything's going to kind of meld together, right? Don't worry, we'll do breakdowns on our channel. And if you want to talk about spoilers and everything, make sure to go over to our Patreon because we're going to have a whole message set up tonight just about, spoilers for episodes 4, 5, and 6, the really interesting details. If you guys want to talk about all those kind of things, we'll set up a whole chat for our community to talk through and to go through that. But let me talk through episodes 4, 5, and 6 without any spoilers here and give you my overall opinion. So, Episode 4, one thing that did really, really, really well is picking up where episode 3 left off. So if you've already seen episodes 1, 2, and 3, you can tell where episode 4 is going to go, but then there's a lot that goes into that, and I have so many theories about what is to come with very specific characters. Now, episodes 5 and 6, it's really interesting because one thing I think they did super, super well is how we're seeing a new area altogether, right? So we're seeing new environments. We're seeing, it's really making the show feel fresh in a lot of ways because we're so used to being in Capernaum. We're so used to being in these very specific rooms and areas that this, I feel like, changes a lot for us and makes it feel like a different show in some ways because we're getting our characters that we know, but in these new other spaces. I thought that was really, really, really cool. We're seeing places like we've talked about previously, like Perea and Bethany and Jerusalem, and all over the place. So there's a lot of really cool new environments that we're kind of seeing, new sets that we're seeing, new buildings, new rooms, new everything. So I love, love, love that a ton. Now, also going into episode 5, there's some really fun things that we saw, and I felt like after having episodes 1, 2, and 3 be kind of really depressing, episode 5 in particular, I felt like there were a ton of different triumphant moments, which I really, really appreciated, for sure. My hand's getting tired, so I'll switch to this one. You want to hold this for me? Boom. Camera woman. And then we'll switch to you. Episode 5 in particular, I thought there was a lot of really cool triumphant moments. Episode 6 was really, really awesome as well. There's something that we've talked about previously is how time kind of works in The Chosen. So in The Chosen, we've had a lot of issues, especially season 3, right?
That was my point.
Well, especially season 3, we've had a lot of issues in terms of time, right? So season 3, they kind of teleported everywhere. There's a lot of different issues with what month this was or what holiday they're practicing or what's kind of going on. Now that we're running out of time in the historical, biblical story, there are very specific things that we're going to see happen at very specific times because the writers are kind of locked into those dates, right? You can't change the date of Easter, for example. You can't change the date of Hanukkah, for example. And so these other things are going to kind of be moved around those locked in dates of what's going to be happening. And so it's really, really cool to see, especially in episode 6, you kind of see this day by day by day by day storytelling that we haven't really seen in The Chosen, at least in this way. So a lot of really cool things. No spoilers here, but if you want to join us, like I said, go to our Patreon and we'll talk about it there. Before we give our overall ratings, I'll ask my wife what she thought.
I thought this season is like more cohesive, definitely, because it felt like we were teleporting, like Brandon was saying. So like I feel like, okay, now we're getting time frames, we're seeing like what's happening when, and it's not like teleporting. So I think that's great. And then just the comedic relief I think is really well done.
Yeah.
And
Any non-spoilery things that you would want to share that you were like, man, that was really, really good that they did that?
Nope, I will 100% spoil by accident.
Okay.
So I'm not even gonna try.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good so far. I do rate this section, I don't know, a little less
Really?
than the first one.
Okay. Why is that? What's in the first one that you were like, without being too spoiler, because we may have people that are checking this out that may not have watched 1 through 3.
I don't know. Maybe it's because, yay, The Chosen's back.
Yep.
I don't know. So,
It felt a little bit more hype.
It did.
Okay.
But there were, if I broke it down by episode, I don't fully remember them all. I'm going to have to watch your breakdowns. So, I don't know.
Okay. Overall rating of these 3 episodes?
I'm going to say 7.
7. Okay. So a little bit lower than your previous rating.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And here you go. Switch off. Okay, so me, I thought these 3 episodes were expertly written. Maybe better than the first 3 episodes. Not that the first 3 were bad. I think episode 1 of season 4 took a little bit to kind of get into it. And of course, every episode 1 is a little bit harder for me. Episodes 4, 5, and 6 were so solid on the writing, on the biblical accuracy, on the teaching moments. It felt at points like you're reading scripture with a commentary, where, you know, like The Chosen often does this, where they're kind of taking biblical moments, but Jesus or his followers or people around them begin to explain what you're supposed to be learning here, right? That was done really, really well. There was only a few moments where I was like, I could nitpick a little bit, but definitely not as much as episode 1 of season 4. Episode 1 of season 4, I thought, had the most nitpicks for me. So I would probably rate this 3 episodes. I'd have to watch them again, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to rate them a little bit higher than the first set of 3, just because I have less nitpicks in terms of just overall writing, which is what I weight the highest in terms of The Chosen and any production, really. I thought the writing was just impeccable for 4, 5, and 6. So I'd probably rate it a little bit higher. So maybe like a 9, I would say, like a solid 9. I think the past ones I rated like an 8.5 or a 9. Yeah, I would say really, really, really solid 9, 9.5, especially when it comes to the writing. And I may or may not appear in these episodes. So be on the lookout.
That's why you rated higher.
BOLO. Okay. So yeah, we'll talk about that at a later date, I'm sure. Check out our Patreon if you want to sign up for that and talk about these episodes in particular. And, of course, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you guys in a bit.
All right, those are our thoughts. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. And, of course, we'd love to have you over on Patreon to join in the conversation. Talk about these episodes and share your favorite parts. Reminisce over what you forgot or what you remember. So join us over there at snipesupport.com, and it's going to be linked down in the description down below and in the top pinned comment. So, anyway, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.